Whew, we're here, Sky. What episode are we? What episode are we?
Do you remember?
Yeah, what episode are we on?
24.
Thank you.
It is 24.
Woohoo!
It's hard to believe it's 24. 24 episodes. Hi, Facebook family. How are you today? We're happy to see you. We're a little late getting to you today. Our stage manager was in the loop, but that's okay. She's here now, and we have to wait for her. We can't start without Skylar. Thanks for tuning in today. This is episode 24.
Mm-hmm.
She says it goes in one ear, out the other, because it's hard for me to believe that we have done 24 of these, but we have. We started them 3 weeks ago as a way to reach out to our community, our Facebook family, our friends, our neighbors, literally our neighbors, because we can't reach out to them, and say hello and check in. I wanted to check in on my musical family all over the country, see how they're doing. And it just turned into something that made me feel better. It made me feel really good to be able to find out how everyone was doing and virtually connect in this crazy time. And it made me feel good to share information about things that we thought were important, little community things for Nashville, where we live, where we're coming live from, but also for things that we knew were happening in other parts of the country. And this community's been amazing. You've been sharing wonderful stories. You've been praying for people that aren't feeling well. You've been holding up people that are working on the front lines. You've been cheering them on. You've been telling me about ways to make face masks and where we can buy supplies and when the toilet paper comes into the Publix and what stores are still open for senior hours. And you've told us what restaurants we can order from. You've been amazing, and I appreciate you. And so I'm glad that we're here today. Let's see who's on with us. This is a fun thing to do. Woo, woo, woo. That's why we do it live, by the way, for this part right here. Hi, Anna. Oh, you're so nice. Hi, Mary Beth. I can't wait to see you later this week. Hi, Seth. It's good to see you. Hi, Miss Donna. Oh, and when I pop up, like I'm always sort of stalled because the feed is slow, you know, and so it's like a little bit like this. And I'm just letting you know, this might be the last time you see my hair for a few weeks. I'm just letting you know because unlike some of those news people, listen, I see you news people on the TV shows. I know hair and makeup people are with you. I know you say you're quarantined solo, but I think you've got someone there. Luckily for me, I've been planning for this for years because I have, how many hats does Mommy have, Skylar Faith?
About 1,500 jillion.
Jillion?
100,000.
Oh.
Yeah, Jillian. I do have
Roughly.
Jillian. I have a lot of hats, and I think they're going to be making their way to you very soon. Ryan, hey, you have your power back and Wi-Fi. That was scary. Ryan lost his power and Wi-Fi for a little bit, and this is not the time that you want to do that, is it? Okay, here I am. I know we forget to do this sometimes. I am sharing to my music page. So here's the thing. You can also share. You can host a watch party, which is a really fun way to get people to watch. You can simply share it on your page. You can tell people that we're going to have a great week. Here I go.
You could share it to share.
You could share it. Sharing is caring. We have a great week lined up for you.
Didn't like my
Steve.
joke. I got
Hey, what, did you tell a joke?
No, you didn't
Let
even
me try
listen.
it again. Maybe I wasn't in the right.
You could
Let me
share it
receive.
to share.
Let me receive it. You could share it to share. You could share it to share. Like CHER.
Yeah.
For share.
If you know share. Share it to share. I was going to try to do an impression.
Do it.
And then
Do
I
it.
realized that I don't
Share,
do impressions.
share.
Yeah, so never mind. Woo! We're a little loopy today. Okay, so what do we want to talk about? Well, we want to talk about the weather because we're feeling very blessed. We had terrible, terrible storms here last night. And if you woke up and saw the news this morning, you know that a lot of places around us had tornadoes. And we heard that there were a lot of people affected right outside of Chattanooga, which is not very far away from us at all. In fact, Andrew and I were just there not too long ago. So we want to send out love. We know there's lots of damage, lots of loss of property, and unfortunately loss of lives. And I will tell you, we moved here 2 years ago, and we know that the earth rattles because we're used to earthquakes in California, and that's very unsettling, and they're very serious. Nothing really prepares you for living through a tornado that strikes a mile away from you. It puts everything into perspective. It really does. And I talk all the time about this awesome community and how they really came together. And so I know that the people in the South are going to hold up all those people and come to their aid and really, reach out and give them what they need. And I'll be checking in on ways we can help them too, because we were very sad to wake up and see that this morning. And there's always still now just that kind of, when you feel it in the air and you kind of are nervous and you get the alerts on your phone. So we're considering ourselves doubly blessed today that we are safe, and we have a lot happening this week. So I'm glad that we're okay, and sending really big love to the people that aren't. So, okay. We had school today. Yeah, was it fun? We had a big day at school. We did some reading. We did some math. And then Skylar, Skylar had her science class today where she learned about the birds and the bees. That's right. She learned about the birds and the bees today. From
Why is he? Why
From-
did you have your face on this?
I don't know.
I accidentally hit it.
Did you? Yeah, so we do virtual learning with our aunties and our uncles and our friends and everyone all over the country now has stepped up and is schooling Skylar and Faith. So we we do too. But you're very lucky because you know a lot of people that are excellent educators and edutators.
It's like this is a school.
It's like a school now. Many teachers. So
Yeah.
tell me a little bit about today. It was I don't know. You're learning about pollen and pollinating and hummingbirds and it was just like a whole thing, right? It was plants and mind blown. All I know is that for 1 hour I didn't hear a thing. It was just science class, and that was very cool. So we have reading tomorrow with the cousins. And then some theater art teachers will be teaching you, and it's going to be a big week. We have what is it called? Creative learning, Uncle Ryan, we're going to be doing. That sounds fun.
Tomorrow?
Oh,
What?
Yeah, no, she got really excited for that. No,
What is it?
no, virtual roller coasters. Hi, Dottie. Hey, it's good to see you. Johnny, come out of hiding. Would you please come down from the holler, and we want to see you. So, you find a place with Wi-Fi maybe this weekend. We have lots of things we want to talk to you about, and we want to support your charity. So it's nice to see everyone here. Okay, so what else? So we learned science. We learned about the birds and the bees, literally. I'm supposed to tell you about dinner. I don't know what dinner is tonight. Last night, Andrew cooked a wonderful turkey for Easter. We're gonna have leftovers? Is that what we should have? We should have leftovers because
No,
Andrew's turkey was large enough for a family of 24.
That's true.
But it was really good. We did the whole Easter tradition thing because we wanted to keep something normal. So that's what we did, and it was fantastic. And let's see, what else am I supposed to announce? Our charity for the day, right? Oh, Skylar Faith is raising her hand.
Did you just say for a family of 24 because it's episode 24?
Skylar Faith wants to know if I said a family of 24 because the number 24 is the episode we're on. I'm not sure.
I guess that's my lucky number now.
It's your lucky number. Woo! Okay. And the Easter egg hunt.
Hold on.
Easter egg hunt
Well, you got cut off.
I got cut off.
We haven't done the charity. You were going for the charity. We didn't reach for the charity sign.
I know.
Oh, okay.
First, I want to do the Easter egg hunt.
Oh,
The Easter
all
egg
right.
hunt what was the winning number, Skylar?
16.
16. And it's up online. So it is important. You can go to my YouTube channel. You can hit subscribe if you want. That'd be great. You don't have to. And we'll give you the answer. Skylar Faith
Don't
goes
have
through,
to, but you should.
and she points and tells you where all the eggs are. Okay, our charity tonight. We do this every night. I'm trying to call attention to a charity that I have some involvement with or that I've worked with. So tonight is you have to move the bunny so they can see it. It's the Boys and Girls Club of America.
And there we go.
Boys and Girls Club of America.
You nailed the logo, by the way. Yeah,
Oh, those are the hands.
with the
Oh,
those are the
great.
hands. Yeah.
They support children in so many different ways. I could be here for an hour, and you know I could, but I won't. But they support kids in so many ways, and I have the good fortune of knowing that firsthand because I used to work at Boys and Girls Club in Del Mar. We would do after-school theater programs to engage the children, giving them a safe place to be, encouraging them through mentoring programs. This crisis has really hit the nonprofit world. And so if you're able to support these nonprofits, especially in this time, and especially when we're thinking about kids and all of the kids who use school as a means to stay safe, some of them as a means to have community to often get breakfast and lunches. Any of these organizations that we're highlighting, especially the ones for kids, if you're able to do anything, and like we always say, if you're not able to do something right now, just put a pin in it, and maybe you can help them later when things are better for all of us, because we know a lot of us are hurting right now. So there you go. Boys and Girls Club of America. Okay, so later this week, we have fun. We have 80s night on Thursday. What? Listen, content, theme night. So dress up in your most fantastic, amazing 80s colors, neon, big hair, whatever you can do. I have a surprise guest for you, and we're gonna have a great time. And then Friday is Fun Friday. What Fun Friday, right? Skylar named that cooking. and Andrew will be cocktailing.
Mhm.
I mean, not cocktailing. He's going to make a
where-
cocktail.
Oh, I'll be cocktailing.
And you'll see, it's going to be very exciting. Tomorrow we have Jan Klos, or Jan. People call him Jan. I'm pretty sure it's Jan. He's an amazing vocalist out of New York City. He's going to touch base with us. I think he's actually, he might be in Florida right now, but he's got some music that's doing some pretty great things, and he has a very interesting story, so I want you to get, you know, a chance to hear his story. This is a great way for you to meet singer-songwriters, that people that I have really loved for years, people whose careers I've been following, and I get to showcase them here, and you get to meet them virtually in our handy-dandy makeshift studio with 2 turntables and a microphone. No, it's 2 laptops and a microphone. And then Wednesday we are very blessed. Our charity that evening is the Matthew Shepard Foundation, a charity that I have been involved with for a really long time. And our special guest is Miss Judy Shepard. So I'm really looking forward to that. That's Wednesdays with Women We Love, and she is certainly a woman I love. So here's my song for tonight. This song was written on piano, as all of mine are, except with their co-writes. But you've probably only heard it with guitar. And the story behind it is that it's a song, a story song about a woman's journey through life and how she travels through all the seasons of her life, and there's someone right beside her, loving her the whole time, even during a quarantine or social isolation, time of distancing where she hasn't gotten out of the sweatpants that she's wearing for 3 weeks, or maybe she's feeling sad or she can't sleep, whatever might happen. So for anyone that has that someone out there, anyone that's looking for that someone out there, this is a song that I wrote a couple years ago, and I'm going to sing it for you right now. We were young, we were free, we were only 16, in the back of your brother's old truck. We went over a bump and the truck hit the mud. Damn, if we didn't all get stuck. You helped me jump out, but I fell flat down on the ground. You picked me up and you brushed me off, and I didn't know what you'd say. With my skin red from blushing and my heart rushing, 'cause I didn't want a hair out of place. You wiped off the dirt and you gave me your shirt. That's when I heard you say, you told me I'm beautiful. We were all running late to the church that day, and the forecast called for rain. The flowers were all wrong, and my dress was too long, and the preacher was a good hour late. When we finally made it down the aisle and I saw your face, I started my vows, but nothing came out, and I felt myself tear up, and my mascara ran down my painted face, and my nose began to run. With my eyes all puffy, you lifted my chin, you said, honey, you're the one. Then you told me I'm beautiful. In the hospital gown with the sweat running down, you said, girl, you're doing so good. You wiped the tears from my eyes, you said, I know you're tired, but you should see how pretty you look. With the sweat running down, you smiled at me, and when she came out, you said, look, my God, she's beautiful too. Well, I can't remember a time knows the story behind that.
Probably
so,
not.
I've heard that song before though.
You have. It's on Glass Slipper, and Noah plays it beautifully. I wrote that. I had the idea of writing this season song, the seasons of life, a woman kind of passing through them. True story. And I thought it out in my mind, didn't finish it, and I was about at the second verse. Writing it. It was not one of those songs that came fast. It came slowly. When I found out that I was having a little girl. So the whole part about her being pregnant and the partner sort of wiping her brow and everything, that was life imitating art, or art imitating life, or something was imitating something. However you say it. I think you say art imitating life. Hi Ash. Oh, thanks Ash. Hi Beth. This is so fun. So by the way, I have to explain this because a lot of you are like, I was on, did you see me? I was waving. And then the next day I'll see a bunch of you. And then like 2 days later, I won't see any of you, meaning virtually. This is what happens. Some of you load a couple at a time, and then you all go away. And then you all go away, and then I don't even know if it saves all of you. So so share if you like, and tell your friends to share if you want. And now I'm excited because we have a guest coming in. You can see the look that my cameraman / audience wrangler /
Don't give all the secrets away.
So, should we tell them? So you understand that this is a 3-person crew here. We have my husband as the cameraman, and my daughter as the audience, and the stage manager, and the artistic graphics person. Is that what she also is? And we're trying to do 30 things here.
Yeah.
So, and I give Andrew sometimes a lot more work than
And also, if people get likes while you're singing, that's
no,
me on the camera.
yes.
That was me. So
yeah, I try to do them over here too,
Yeah.
but it's not. I don't know. Who's directing this? Hi, Rochelle. Shelly's here. Anyway, so we have. Oh, there's someone at the door. There's someone at the.
So quiet that
It
it
is.
is. That's so
it is
strange.
weird. Oh, I hear
So
it.
there we are. Hi, we have a guest. There's somebody at the door, even though they're not really at the door.
Do you want-
It's like it. 1 second. Here we go. Hi.
Do you want that blinding light
How
closed?
No, it's good. I'm really, really good. So let me tell you all. This is my friend Narissa Bond, and she is visiting us today from. Well, actually, this is funny because I thought of this. I'm not sure that I know where we're seeing you from today. So tell the fine folks in Facebook land, all the millions of viewers right now, where you are calling in from.
I'm calling in from Norfolk, Virginia, and there are a bunch of musician friends watching.
Yay! So I thought it was Virginia. If I
Yeah.
had said Virginia, I would have been correct. But I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure because sometimes I know people from one area and they're actually because of the the pandemic situation, they're actually hunkered down somewhere else. So Narissa is calling in from Virginia. So let me start by saying that I love following you on Facebook. I love listening to your lives. I love your music. I love your voice. And but I have to tell them how we met. Narissa and I met years ago at a college function. And this is one of those we loved. And do you remember what college? I can't remember what college.
Yeah, it's ODU.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Old University.
Yes. Of course it was. And the only reason I couldn't remember was because during that time I was doing a lot of colleges, so I was traveling around and I just couldn't remember the names. Of course. And it was such an interesting thing because Noah and I, one of my musical partners, we like to tell stories a little bit of all the mishaps that can happen on the road. And at this particular show, there was not a working keyboard available for me to use. And I was a little bit stressed out. I was prepared to do my set, just a cappella or however I was going to make it work, a little soft shoe or something. But this beautiful woman who was scheduled also to perform and really did not even have to lend an ear to my problem, you were responsible for finding me a keyboard so that I was able to play that day. And I just thought that is just such a sweet thing to do. Like, you have your own show to worry about. You have your own gig that you're doing. But you helped me out because you were a little more local than I was. And we made it work. And then I got to hear you play, and I've just loved your energy ever since. We have been trying to hook up in Pasadena, California for years. It hasn't worked. So here we are in the middle of this time, and I'm really happy to see your smiling face. So tell us a little bit of what it's like where you are. We've had guests on from all over the country, but what's it like? What's going on where you are? How is Virginia being affected by this?
Well, it's our numbers are like, they're really going up.
Mm-hmm.
But our governor acted real quickly, and as a result, I think that it's not as bad as it could have been. He closed down the schools before anyone else did for the rest of the year, and I think it was a good call. And so,
Yes.
And he ordered a lockdown,
Right.
not a quarantine situation, but kind of a lockdown for Virginians. And they did that pretty quickly. Some people aren't listening, but for the most part, people are being pretty good.
Right.
So,
Well,
yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy. It's really interesting. It's been interesting. You know, it's a big, big world and a big, big U.S. of A. And it's been interesting to hear everyone's how it's affecting them. So I know you as a musician, and I'm assuming that your gigs are canceled and you're not really playing out much. You know. So what do you find yourself doing in this time, and how are you sort of like spending your days? How are you filling your time?
Well, I'm playing a lot of music.
Yeah.
Not as much as I'd like, but I'm doing a little kind of a teaching online.
Right.
I work for Norfolk Public Schools, and so I'm doing some work with Norfolk Public Schools, but I'm playing a lot of music.
Great.
I'm getting some time to do that, which is a really good thing, because normally I'm really like crazy busy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I've had some time. I get up in the morning and meditate, and then I play, and then I do some writing, and I'm getting a little time to create.
Yeah, good. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I understand that. I have actually had a few writers on who have said that, you know, that they have very vigorous touring schedules or another job that doesn't allow them some time and some quiet to actually get down to the art of writing again, and they're sort of reconnecting with that. So I'm so glad that well, it's good for us too, because we're going to ask you to play in a minute. But I want to tell them that I was trying to get you on last week, and we've been trying to connect for a long time. I could never have told you 2 years ago that it would be virtually and over a laptop that we would connect from my home in Nashville. But you were supposed to be on, and then you had a little injury, and that's why I'm feeling equally like doubly blessed that you could be with us today. Because I was surprised you said you could do it. But tell our fine viewers what happened, and most especially tell my daughter. I really want her. This is a learning moment for my daughter.
Well, those who know me know that I am very accident prone. I just am, and I'm kind of an anxious person, although I don't really seem like it. So I was going to be on this call, and I was very excited about it. And they set up the sound system in my little office area, and I tripped over a guitar cord, and I was holding.
Oh my gosh!
So I was talking on the phone. I was holding a bowl with ravioli in it, and I tripped over the cord, and the bowl broke onto my hand.
Right, not good. Yeah, not good.
It was a ceramics bowl. And it hurt real bad.
Oh, it looked like it did, yeah.
I was trying to do, 3 things at one time, and trying to walk, hold a bowl, and talk on the phone.
Weren't you saying you were also trying to?
For me.
You were trying to get on a Zoom call too. You said too, wasn't it?
I was trying to get on a Zoom call.
Sounds like a Zoom injury. Yes, this is our first Zoom injury. And so you sliced your finger up pretty bad from the pictures that I saw on Facebook. Now, did you need to go get stitches? Did you what did you do? I'm so curious. Or should you have, or we don't know.
I was afraid to go to the hospital. The last time I went to the hospital, I ended up with a really horrible respiratory infection, and that was a few months ago.
Wow.
So I decided I would not go to
Right.
the hospital. So I made my own stitches.
Wow.
And there was a very nice doctor I talked to on the Zoom call who's also a musician. And
Oh my gosh.
she helped me, and I showed her what I had done, and she said, "Looks pretty good." I cut some Band-Aids up and made a butterfly.
Yes, butterfly stitches. Yes.
Yeah, so that's what I did.
Well, for a minute.
And then I got some gauze and stuff. So it's healing, but I can't finger pick yet.
I mean, this is really making the best during this pandemic. You are now I was afraid you were going to say you stitched it with a guitar, and I thought if it's with a guitar string, I'm very nervous about how that's going to heal, but we make do.
Yeah,
but I really thought that was really interesting because in all honesty, it's not funny. I have been saying to my daughter Skylar, who's 7, every time she's out on her scooter or something, I'm saying you have to be really careful right now because we know that these poor hospitals are overloaded and they're overworked, and it's really not a good situation anywhere really, and that they're just really fighting to save people's lives. And so this is not a time that you want to have to go to the hospital. God forbid you have to for something, and we understand that people do. I mean, people still get sick. But when I saw that, all those thoughts rushed through my mind, like, oh my gosh, So then, but I'm glad that but look, talk about things that you're learning to do during a pandemic. I mean, you did butterfly stitches, which are, that's really impressive. That's like an old Navy skill there. So good for you. Okay, so you said that you were feeling well enough to play, and if you are, we would love to hear you. So many of my friends have been wanting to turn on to your music, so if you think you're up to it, we would really love for you to do a song for us tonight and tell us what you think you might sing, and really anything you want to play. We'd love it.
Okay, I've been doing a bit of writing, and so I wrote this song. It's called Do the Right Thing. We always say that little saying, do the right thing.
Right.
But this is my pandemic song to make sure that people are staying in and doing what they're supposed to do. And I can strum this song, so I've fashioned a pick that I can actually hold.
Awesome.
So anyway, thank you so much for having me on. I listen to your music all the time. You have some incredible music.
Thank you so much.
I love your singing and your playing and your writing.
Thank you.
So thank you so much for having me on. And thank you so much for doing this live broadcast every night. It's just very cool.
Thank you.
So anyway, here we go. Do the right thing. No longer business as usual. Social distancing, 6 feet apart is the rule. It's not a suggestion. Do what they say. Think of all of the lies that you may say. If you do the right thing, do the right thing. Help your fellow woman, help your fellow man. The need arises to all that you can. And do the right thing, do the right thing. Help your fellow woman, help your fellow man. The need arises to all that you can. No more gathering with more than 10. Unless you need to go to work, get food or medicine. Just saying it's not forever, just a little sacrifice. The sooner you do it, the faster we can get back to our lives. If you do the right thing, do the right thing. Help your fellow woman, help your fellow man. The need arises to all that you can. And do the right thing, do the right thing. Help your fellow woman, help your fellow man. The need arises to all that you can. There are warriors on the front lines, risking their lives to keep you alive. Some have fallen, some have died. If you just stay home, we can save lives. If you do the right thing, do the right thing. Help your fellow woman, help your fellow man. The need arises to all that you can. Be respectful, be responsible. Do the right thing, do the right thing. Help your fellow woman, help your fellow man. The need arises to all that you can. And do the right thing, 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 do the right thing.
Yeah, I love that message. I love it.
Thank you.
Yes, it's great.
Thank
It's
you.
definitely, we can tell when you wrote that, I'll tell you that. We will, that will be imprinted on us. Yeah, so great. Really good to hear you play again. And of course, I'm sorry that it's under these circumstances, but I am grateful that we we were able to connect this way. And it's funny because there's storms happening all day today, and we haven't really managed to make it this far. The Wi-Fi stayed, so woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of music is coming out of this time, for sure. I've been writing too. I mean, and there's so much to say. There's so many layers of things people want to say. You know, your heart breaks one moment. You want to focus on peace and love the other moment, community, but then you're a little bit upset and a little frustrated, a little scared, a little angry. So I feel like at the end of this, there's going to be so many songs that are going to have been born, and they're all very important. And so one of the reasons that I did this actually was to spread information, right? And so I remember really early on we were talking about making masks and how you could make masks, and so I think even lyrics like that, like stay home and do the right thing, you know, I mean, whatever the hook was about, you know, saving lives, it's important. And if however we can get that message across, whether it's, you know, a banner on Facebook or whether it's, you know, to a tune, I think it's really important. So thanks for sharing your heart with us. We really appreciate it. So
Thank you.
Tell us, if people want to hear more of your music, tell me, is there a website? Is there a Venmo? Where can they hear you? Where can they tip you out if they're able to, knowing that not everyone can afford you right now, but if people do want to, you know, throw a little something to the musicians, where can they find you?
Well, you can find me on Narissa Bond Music on Facebook. My website is down right now. I'm working on it. But narissabond.com is where you can go. I should have it up within the next few days. You can find my music at cdbaby.com. You
Yes.
can find it on Spotify, all of the Apple Music. This is the latest CD. It's called The Rhythm of Love. And it's
awesome.
This is a new one. And it just came out last year.
Great.
This time. So it's been it was about 10 years before that, before the last one came out. So it was a real labor of love. And I recorded it here locally at Sonic Wall Studios, and it was really, really fun. It was a fun project, and the community came in together and donated money and talent. And,
hey, I love that. Well,
stuff. So,
we love that.
We had a lot of fun.
We love that.
So,
we love musicians supporting musicians doing that. You're talking to the right people over here, right? Group of people coming together. Well, it looks fantastic. I have to get it too. So we'll definitely be sure to find more of your music and listen to more of what you do, which is not only songs about the pandemic. I know this for a fact because I heard of it. But I do know that, you know, in your work, you do a lot of things that have to do with causes, and that you're very giving in that way also. So that's another way that we connected on that's, you know, part of why we were doing universities together, is that when I was touring a lot, I was doing for different social justice issues, and I know that that's a big part of your work. So, and that doesn't stop, you know, just because we're all in our homes. That work is needed just as much. And so I appreciate you continuing to be the voice of that thing also, you know, those things that are important to you. Yeah. So what I've been doing, kind of interesting, I started the first night with my bandmate Noah Heldman, and I just carried it on every evening. I've been asking everyone that's checked in three questions. They're always the same questions, and I'd love to do that right now. There is no need to take them seriously. You can be light, you can be funny, but if they reach you on a deep level, then share. People are very interested in everyone's perspective. So here we go. First question. For my friend Narissa, and I want to make sure everyone knows it's Narissa with an N too, so that they know that. And then I'll put your link up here too. What do you feel has been the hardest part of this time of social isolation and being away from others, and what we're going through as a world right now? What's been the hardest part?
Man, it's just not being out to perform, and also to see my friends performing live music. I knew this was coming, and so I had some friends there in a band called Who We Are Not, and a bunch of us went out to see them perform, and I knew that we weren't going to see each other for a while.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
So we created it was kind of a funny handshake and a bow, where we weren't actually touching each other. And I knew that we weren't going to be seeing each other for a while. And that's been really the hardest thing. And the hardest thing is worrying about my family, because they're all across the country. In California, in Arizona, and everybody's out west. They're so far away, and we can't see each other, and that's really hard.
It's hard. Yeah, we know. You're speaking. Yeah. Everyone, a lot of people we know are in a completely different space physically than their loved ones, and it's very hard. Thank God, you know, we were just talking about, Ryan and I were talking about this, my dear friend, the other day. Thank goodness for the technology we have right now, Facebook and the being able to Zoom that we didn't have, because it does allow you that one extra way of reaching out. It's not the same as being physically in their presence, right? But it's, so yeah, good point. And I'm with you with the bowing. I'm feeling like that might become a thing. So I'm loving that. You know, you're right about that. Okay. Well, then, if that was the hardest, then what would you say has been for you a silver lining, if there is one, sort of the bright side of this? What has that been for you?
I have longed to have some time to just write and just have a block of time to create and to take care of my music business. In ways that I haven't been able to do.
Yeah.
And so I've had an opportunity to just breathe, because I'm normally working at the school district, and then I'm performing, and then I also teach guitar. So basically I'm working 3 jobs.
Yep.
And now I'm working the one, but it's not that hard. You know, with the technology, it's just not that difficult.
Yes.
So I have so much more time, and I'm just able to take care of myself, which I haven't been able to do for a while.
Good.
So that's been the best part.
A blessing in all of this. Yes, good.
Yeah.
Really good. Again, really good perspective. Okay, well then, so the last question is, what would you say what are we now, a little bit over to about 2 months into this, I suppose, what have you learned? And I know this could change in a few months, right, depending on how long this goes, but right now, if I checked in with you, what have you learned from this experience that you could share with our friends?
I'm still learning, I think.
Yeah.
But nothing will ever be the same after this.
Right.
That's the one thing that I do know. Nothing will be the same. Teaching won't be the same. Working won't be the same. The way that we relate to others will never be the same. We will never take the things that we have. We'll never take those things for granted again.
I think so
At least
too.
I won't. So I think I was talking to a friend about that. I said, this is going to change everything in this country. So, I mean, other places in the world have had to deal with things like this, but I think for the most part, maybe it'll change things for people around the world as well, because not everyone has had to deal with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
you're
going to change everything.
No, I think so too. Well, we are so glad that you could join us. I'm really glad that you're safe and well, and continued healing for your finger. And who knows, you might have another career out there, you know, medically speaking, if anyone, I'm just saying, you know, butterfly stitches. We really appreciate you being here. Love hearing your voice, love hearing your spirit. Keep fighting the good fight for all the causes that you believe in and sharing your beautiful talents. And I promise you that when this is all over and we're allowed to be, in community with one another musically again, we are going to play together. I'm going to either see you in Pasadena, or I'm going to see you on the East Coast or in Nashville, and we're going to do some music together, okay?
That would be fantastic.
Yeah, so please take care, and for a big love for you and your family and your friends, and I'm bowing to you. And it was great to see you. You bet. So have a great day, and I'll put your info up so that everyone can reach. This is Narissa Bond, and you can get her music. We'll put the links on my site, okay? Great.
Bye.
Thank you, friends.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Isn't she great? See, I told you. I know cool people. So yeah, that is the neatest part of this. Oh, I get choked up when I see my guests every night. It's just even people that I have been seeing regularly, you know, I still get really choked up, even when they're Nashville people that I just saw a few weeks ago. I get choked up because it's really good for me to lay eyes on them and see them healthy. That's very important to me. And there are some that are not, and there are some friends in New York that are affected by this and have loved ones that are sick, and we're aware of that. And some have asked to remain nameless. You know, some people have their privacy, and we completely respect that. And some, you know, there's information about some people that's out there that are sick, and so it's just good to see them physically, you know, through this screen. But also so interesting to me, we've been trying to connect since she saved me and got me a keyboard at that amazing show that we did. It was a social justice awareness event that we did, and it's just amazing. She came through for me. Musicians are like that. They're good people. And she was literally like, I think I might know someone with a keyboard. And so we got a keyboard. So very lucky. Because you've heard me play ukulele and guitar. And it's this much. It's about four chords. Anyway, so thanks for being here tonight. Great week. Artists all week. Surprises. Deep discussions. fun, costumes, chances for you to dress up and do big hair.
Kids night?
Kids night. So there has been a request for another kids night, and there is going to be another kids night. We're doing it, I think, next week. I know. And guess who requested it? Just him and your cousin, and Gabriella. No, but to be honest, a lot of people have requested. It's a fun thing to do. We're going out of our minds looking for things to do, but kids night is fun, and it's not just for kids. We dress up, we get to have fun, and we get to call attention to some things that we're doing. So thanks for being here. So I was feeling in a kind of college way today because we were talking about colleges. And so I'm going to do a song that I've never played before. I've said that a lot during these 24 days, haven't I? Which is that you always give me that look, Andrew, every night. She's kind of like, should you play it now?
Well,
you sure you want to do that?
We are live.
But this is highly experimental. So much like everything else that's going on right now, right? This is highly experimental. This is am I going to tell a story? Skylar's like, when's dinner? Dinner soon. This was a band I loved in college. Went to go see them 1,000 times. Only got kicked out of one of their concerts when I ran up on stage. I did. She just literally gasped. She went, oh! I said, Mommy got kicked out of a concert for jumping up on stage during the show. It was their last song. They were opening for Joan Baez, and I was super excited, and I jumped up on stage, which you're not supposed to do. And then a security guard escorted me out of the building. Yeah, because you can't, if you're not in the band, you can't jump up and be with the band. Did you know that?
I know.
Are you learning?
Are you disappointed and shocked in Mommy?
I'm disappointed.
Me
No,
too,
you're not.
right?
No, you're not disappointed. Are you really?
Well, I'm not disappointed in you. You didn't know better.
I didn't know better.
Yeah.
Did you listen to this?
No,
No, I was 19.
You definitely should have known better, right?
you should have known better.
I should have. And then I promptly called Aunt Shauna from a payphone. You know what that is? You know what a payphone is? So there used to be these phones that you had to put money in to make calls. And they didn't move, and you couldn't put them in your put the camera on her. Yeah, you couldn't carry it in your purse, and it cost you money. Galileo's head was on the block. The crowd was looking up the truth. And as the bombshells of my daily fears explode, I try to trace them to my youth. And then they had to bring up reincarnation over a couple of beers the other night. And now I'm serving time for mistakes made by another in another lifetime. these in the car, and she's always like, "What? We know those people? I think we know these people. Do we know these people?" And I always say yes. I'm like, "Yes, we know them. It's Emily and Amy. We know them. We're close. We're good friends. Yes, we know them. We don't know them." But she feels like because she's heard so much music since she was little that we know them. Yeah, so that song, Galileo and Closer to Fine, are so responsible for so many of my songs, like the way that they write about things like, reincarnation. That's what I'm finding too. So doing the show, I've talked a lot about my old music that I put out for a long time, and I talk about, songwriting, and so I'm realizing as I reach back and do these covers that I never ever do, but we're filling nights now. I'm reaching out and doing these covers, and I'm listening to them, and I'm thinking like, oh, I'm feeling that a lot of my songwriting, it takes from these places, these different songs that I've loved over the years, the Neil Finn, the Crowded House, the 80s music that I love, the Indigo Girls music that I love, the Rascal Flatts music that I love, and I listen to it sometimes and I think so much, it just reminds me of things like Famous in Our Eyes, and the shoe doesn't fit, don't break the glass, trying if they don't love you back, don't waste your time crying. It just is happy to me to think of those connections. So that's a little songwriting insight. And that's for Jennifer Hort, because she's always asking, what's the story behind the songs? So thank you. This was a great, woo! We almost went an hour tonight. Woo! Okay, we're done.
What?
I know we did. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Tomorrow night we have Jan Close. We're going to figure out how to say that, and you'll know why, because he's international. He's an international superstar. That's right. He's the most interesting man on my Facebook Live show tomorrow. And then, did you
Wow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's great, and he's got songs that are doing really well, and he has a really interesting Broadway background and a beautiful voice, and you get to see him right here. And then Wednesday night, I'm really happy to say that we are showcasing a charity that has been deep in my heart for many, many years, the Matthew Shepard Foundation. We have surprises that night, too, and we're checking in with the beautiful Judy Shepard. She's going to say hi from wherever in the world she is. I think we know. And then on Thursday, it's 80s night, so grab your neon and make your hair big and get your Aquanet. And that'll be the last time you see my hair for a while. And then on Friday is Fun Friday with Mary Beth and cocktails and some food segments and other probably surprises then too. There you go. Have a great night. Remember that your vibe attracts your tribe, right? So you like this now. And I love my tribe, and so have a great night.